Hello, happy Prime Day. This is Carrie with Cookbook Divas, and I'm going to show you the Augason Farms emergency supply food that's on sale today on Amazon. I have several cans. I actually need more because there's two of us that live here, and I want to be prepared for a minimum of a month in case of emergency. Just waiting for our friends over on Amazon Live to join us. I'm going to load up my live stream and get my microphone way closer to my face. I keep forgetting to do that. All right, here we go. Welcome to our Prime Day Augason Farms Deals Show. So, why do I like Augason Farms so much? They have a lot of vegetarian options, and I'm sort of a prepper, but not the crazy kind. You're not going to see me on a documentary on TLC or A&E, but I like to be prepared. I have lived through earthquakes, but minor ones, floods, no, lots of rain, snowstorms, a 10-day power outage, snowstorms that made it impossible to leave our cul-de-sac for 7 days. Out here in Seattle, we don't have a lot of plows, we have lots of hills, etc. So I always have lots and lots of food in the house, and it helps in case we have some budget problems. I've got lots of food and don't have to go to the store. So let's start off. My ring light was on sale 10 minutes ago. It's no longer. It's a newer ring light. But my Logitech Brio 4K webcam is on sale 28% off today. It can do 4K over on YouTube, but not here on Amazon. My microphone, which I just inched closer to my face, is a Logitech for Creators podcasting microphone. It's 41% off today. I have it shielded a little bit with this little shielding device with foam because my computer fan is running really hot and heavy right now because it's hot and I don't have air conditioning. So let's look at the first item, Augason Farms. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Here we go. Freeze-dried white meat chicken is $64 instead of $101. This is an amazing deal, 36% off. This is something that you can cook over an open fire, even if you're camping. This doesn't have to all be emergency food. I wanted to point out that you're going to need a can opener to open your Augason Farms cans. They do not have pop tops on them. It is a metal can. See, like this. How would you open that? I own a lot of can openers in case one of them broke or two of them broke. I don't want to be outside with a stick and a rock trying to get a can open. Now, we like these cans because they can have a shelf life of up to 10 years, or some of them are up to 25 years if you do not open them. That said, I would probably rotate them out, and you do want to make sure that you open one or two, try the food, taste it ahead of time, and make sure that if you're having an emergency, it's not going to absolutely screw you over. The next item is freeze-dried sliced strawberries. Is a huge deal, 43% off. Let's see if I have these here. They're not a lot of calories. Hi, Alan. In an emergency situation like the apocalypse, or the end of the world as we know it, you really don't have time and energy to be eating strawberries. You're going to be doing things that take lots of energy and calories. Hauling water, maybe. Hunting and fishing, maybe. Running away, maybe. You need energy, you need protein, you need calories so you don't starve. You're going to probably be moving branches or fighting wildfires or hauling things. So the strawberries I have just because you would get tired of eating soup, protein, stew, soup, protein, stew all the time. They would give you a little bit of flavor, but you don't want to take up storage room in your home or your emergency supplies with a whole bunch of cans of strawberries that are only a few calories. These are all dehydrated, and you're going to rehydrate them, and all of the cans let you know what you're supposed to do. For example, this is my spinach flakes can, and I'd love to show you what it looks like, but I haven't opened it. This is 45 servings. The shelf life is up to 25 years, and they say just add water. Well, if you have a bunch of dried spinach and you add water, they're going to tell you exactly the measurements. They kind of have some tips on recipes. Put them in a smoothie, they said, or a spinach vegetable dip. You could cook these and heat them up or put them in a soup. You're really doing it for the flavor and a little bit of the nutrition, but you should be stockpiling vitamins too. But you're not doing it for the calories. This entire can, there's 10 calories per serving and only 45 servings. So you can eat the entire can and have like a day's worth of energy, but that would be a horrible day too. Part of what we're prepping for when we're laying in a supply of food is not just starvation, but mental health. You get really depressed if you're eating cold, yucky beans out of a can all day long during an emergency. I know this for a fact. And I've had soldiers that were serving in Afghanistan that told me this. They were eating MREs day after day after day, and the only thing that kept them from going bonkers was they could at least heat up the MREs, and there were like 72 different flavors. That helped. So we'll talk about the spinach flakes a little bit later, but the same concept is true for the broccoli too. 41% off, by the way. The broccoli is going to give you some vegetables and something that tastes fresh. It's not going to give you a lot of calories, but it's worth having a can or two sitting around. When I was snowed in for 7 days, and we had plenty of food, but we ran out of lettuce and dairy and tomatoes, and we just wanted something fresh, and we were eating canned chili. We were having a good old time. We're having chips, popcorn, chili, whatever we had in the fridge, lots of alcohol, but we got tired of not having like vegetables and fruit and things like that. So the minute we could go to the store, we're like, yay, broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, tomatoes. So I do include these in my preps just to have something kind of green. This is 41% off today on Amazon, $21 for dried broccoli. Hey, Rome, do you keep emergency supplies? Rome just lived through a massive hurricane called Beryl, and I'm so glad you're okay. We're going to move on to the next item, which is white bread, scone, and roll mix. And I thought I had one here. Oh, I do. Here it is. Phew. Now, as a vegetarian, I have to check these to make sure they don't have lard or animal shortening in them. They usually don't, because that honestly makes it more expensive. And they tell you how to rehydrate this, how to bake bread out of it, etc. And because this has so much fat in it, this is not a 25-year can, it's a 10-year can. It's only going to last 10 years. You can make bread, rolls. I probably wouldn't be making scones in an emergency. I wouldn't have that kind of time. But okay, let's say you were snowbound for 10 or 12 or 14 days. Then you have time to be baking bread and scones. This can is very heavy, by the way. 48 servings, and a serving is 120 calories. Now, this is assuming you have a way to bake. So a lot of the preps I have are for cooking over an open fire outside, because I've had to do that in an ice storm that knocked out the power. Luckily for me, it wasn't raining or snowing, or it would have put my fire out. And so I have since bought a little fire pit that has a cover over it so you can cook small amounts of items over the fire without the rain putting it out. I like to be prepared. Rome says, yes, nice. That is 50% off today, $13.10 for a giant can that lasts 10 years. I'm probably going to buy a couple more because I like being prepared. There's dehydrated diced carrots that I have not. Oops, I didn't grab my can. No, sorry, can't show you the can. They're not on sale today, but they're good for making soup and stews and things that you can easily cook over a campfire. And a lot of these foods don't just have to be prepping for emergencies. You can take them camping. Some of them are light like this. You can cook with them and not have to go to the store once you get to the campground. The next item is dehydrated apple slices. That would be another luxury. It doesn't really keep you alive, but you can get ascorbic acid, I believe, and vitamin C from the apple slices, so it's good to have some around, and they're gluten-free. They are 28% off today on Amazon. I'm starting to lose my voice from live streaming so much. Excuse me. The next item is chicken flavored vegetarian meat substitute, but I don't want to talk about that because I haven't tasted it yet. And there's also a beef flavored vegetarian meat substitute, and the fact that these cans are around $17 is a great deal. And I don't feel the need to substitute meat, but I do need sources of protein besides beans, and more beans. Now there is a southwestern chili mix, which I have right here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is the only can I've opened. And one of these days, when it's not so hot in my freaking house in the summertime, I'm going to actually do a live stream in my kitchen, and I will cook this and give you my honest opinion of how it tastes. I do have to say, it smells really good. It smells amazing. They've put some kind of really good spices in here. 34 servings. They give you the recipes. The shelf life on this is only up to 10 years. That's fine. I bought it 6 months ago. It's on sale, 13% off today. And I'm not going to buy another one until I taste it and cook it and see how easy it is to cook, say, over an open fire. Because you do have to rehydrate it. It is freeze-dried. Just add water and cook. Just add water and stir. But I would really want to have sour cream and cheese to put it on it. And this picture is kind of deceptive because you wouldn't really have cheese unless you bought some of their powdered cheese from a different can of Augason Farms. Maybe you could. What is the longest you have ever lived without power, and that includes without a generator? My longest is 10 days. And of course it was during winter, but luckily Seattle doesn't really get cold until February. It was, I think, December. So my house got down to 42 degrees, but for us Washingtonians, that's not very cold. That's cold for you Texans, I know. The next thing we're going to look at is freeze-dried peas in a number 10 can. And I think I left those, downstairs. But I do have the broccoli that I was supposed to be showing you a minute ago. There it is. It's funny. It sounds like I can make music with it, but I probably shouldn't rattle it around and squish it. So this is the freeze-dried broccoli. The peas I have because peas are a great source of protein. You can also feed them to your animals if you need to add protein to their diet during an emergency as well. This can is not on sale. So let's move on. We like to talk about sales. Here's one that's on sale. It is the dehydrated potato slices. And that's not there. Gotta look for it. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to do a live stream with these two because I think it would be fun to fry them up. After I rehydrate them, just add water and then cook them up. I would probably pat them down so I'm not putting water in oil. You could also use them to make a potato gratin. You could take this camping with you if you take some cheese that you don't need to refrigerate, and you could make a potato gratin. This is only 18 servings though. Just add water, but the shelf life is up to 25 years. And we like potatoes because they have carbs, and carbs give us energy and mental health because they're so delicious. This is 38% off today, limited time deal, $12.40 for this entire can. I'm probably going to pick up a couple more because I love that 25-year shelf life. And these are very easy to stack on each other. Now, where do we keep our emergency foods? If it's not a secret, if you have a basement that's free of bugs and critters, yes, you don't want to keep them in the garage because the temperature fluctuates in your garage or your shed. It gets too hot in summer, it can compromise the integrity of the can. It gets too cold in winter, or it can freeze the foods. So I have these all over the closets in every room of my house. I don't quite have them under the bed. I'm not that much of a crazy hoarder prepper, but they're definitely up in the closets in some of the area that we don't use very much because the closets stay the same temperature as the house. And if the power goes out, we're going to be eating these anyway. We don't care. They're not going to freeze in our house because we have firewood. Alan says it's so hot here you can grow dehydrated potatoes, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, Alan. I know I was noticing that I'm looking really flushed on this particular live stream. It's super hot and I probably need to powder my nose, but I can't do anything about it now. Whew. I really am looking forward to the Prime Day that Amazon has in October so I can live stream in a cool room. And one of these days I'm going to get air conditioning in this house. But when I got a $13,000 quote, I was like, we'll buy a couple more $100 fans. Okay, yeah. So that was the dehydrated potato slices, 38% off today. Our next item is buttermilk no leavening biscuit mix. That is, here it is. So I have bread that we talked about earlier that you can make rolls or bread or scones with. This makes biscuits, and I think this would be very comforting in an emergency situation. This is something you can easily cook over an outdoor fire if you have the right type of pan. You could do it in a cast iron skillet. It's not ideal, but you can do it. Alan's house is 87 window units. No, we don't do window units in this neighborhood. It's against the HOA. They're a little bossy, but our houses look nice from the outside because of it. But we all have our windows open. And I'm in a really polite, nice neighborhood where we all know everyone has your windows open. So you don't go outside and scream and yell and talk loud after like 9 p.m. because we're all trying to go to bed. Window units, nope. So this is buttermilk, no leavening biscuit mix, but it only lasts up to 10 years. And if any of you have cooked biscuits while you're camping, I'm not a camper, by the way. I'm a backyard fire pit prepper, emergency cook. Alan's glad he doesn't have an HOA. Yeah. If I didn't have an HOA, though, my next door neighbor would very likely be very tempted to leave old cars all over the street, his driveway, my driveway, old boats. Yeah. So it's probably the best that we don't. But we love our neighbor, but he's a little, So, biscuit mix is not on sale, but it's $16 for the can. I think that's a good deal for 32 servings, and each serving is 160 calories. So you could have 2 biscuits for lunch, and it would kind of tide you over because a lot of people prep emergency cans of soup. That's great. Have you ever had a can of soup and that's the only thing you have to eat all day? It doesn't fill you up for very long, especially for me because I eat vegetable soup. At least my boyfriend has chicken soup or beef soup or something. The next thing I wanted to show you is they actually have an Italian marinara lasagna super can. I'm going to get my hands on one of these, and I do prep foods that have meat in them so that my boyfriend wouldn't starve in an emergency. So that one I'm going to be very curious to open up and have him eat and see. It's not on sale, though. The next thing I wanted to talk about is creamy potato soup mix, but I don't have that on hand, and I think I didn't buy it because it does have some kind of meat in it somewhere, chicken fat or something. You can look at the ingredients on Amazon. Cheese culture, okay, lactic acid. Well, I don't see any chicken fat. I guess I'm going to have to buy it. It's 50% off today, dropping it down to $17.50. That is a great deal. Wow. I think I'm going to buy 2 if I verify that there is no meat in there. And of course, I could make potato soup for my boyfriend, but then I would be jealous because I'd want to eat it too. So that's not good. In an emergency, I need to not piss him off. So the next item is something I do use actually when it's not an emergency. I make gluten-free black bean burgers. I like them. It's a good source of protein, and I don't always want to have freezer space for my Morningstar Farms fake meat burgers. And we're eating burgers a lot this time of year because we can barbecue them outside and not have to turn on an oven in our sweltering house. This is an incredible Prime Day deal, $11.80 instead of $30. I might have to buy 3 cans, and this one lasts. Let me click on it again. Is this a 10-year or a 25-year? It is a 25-year shelf life. Now, if you don't like fake meat, you're probably going to hate this. I can't recommend it. Alan has a weird neighborhood. On one side is a mortuary and another side is a church. Well, that means the pallbearers don't have to carry you or someone very far, Alan. Wouldn't that be great? Thanks for all the likes and hearts, by the way. Rome says, how did the pirate get such a good price on his ship? It was on sale. Thank you, Rome. 25 years. Thanks so much. Next, I have dehydrated spinach flakes, which is this one, which we talked about earlier. It's 45 servings, but I feel like one person could go through a serving really fast, and the serving is only 10 calories. So again, this is for flavor and mental health and having something fresher tasting than just beans and meat all day long and biscuits and heavy stuff. But I wouldn't take up a lot of storage room doing this. And it's $14.28, so it's not necessarily all that much on sale. The next thing is dehydrated potato shreds. I have a lot of these. There's 2 up here. Oh, I do have the potato soup. I was sitting here going, I haven't bought this. I did. Well, it's been a long day of live streaming. I can't know everything, and I appreciate you guys being here with me and being patient with me. So, I did have the potato soup. Let me know if you have any questions about it. This is dehydrated potato shreds, which you could use to make hash browns if you're camping. Since I will never be camping, hopefully, knock on wood, because my idea of camping is going to a Hyatt instead of the Four Seasons. No, my idea of camping is going to Best Western instead of the Hyatt. Alan says, what do running shoes do when they forget something? They jog their memory. Ha, ha, ha. So, dehydrated potato shreds make hash browns, something you could cook in a cast iron skillet over a fire in an emergency if you have to. but it's only 21 servings in the can, and the shelf life is 25 years. You just have to add water. And you could use one of the other Augason Farms products, which is dehydrated onions or peppers, to make this tastier and kind of bulk it up a little bit too. This one's on sale 41% off, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be buying 3 or 4 more. I'm just trying to think of my storage space, because again, you can't store these in the garage. They're going to have to be somewhere in my house out of sight, because I like to have a tidy house outside of my messy office. And if I turned my camera and showed you guys my office full of toys right now, you would be like, oh, Carrie, you'll learn to be tidy someday. So dehydrated potato shreds, I feel like 21 servings would not even serve 5 people. We like to have a lot of hash browns, so I need more cans of these. So luckily, it's 41% off. What a deal. Next, Prime Day deal. Okay, the big emergency food supply bucket. I have 2 of these, and they're in my coat closet. So if you ever have an emergency in Seattle, come on over and raid my house. I don't have them to show you because they're really heavy. It's a 30-day emergency food supply. I'm going to click on it to refresh myself on the... This is a great deal, 48% off. 200 servings. What is in it is, this is the breakfast kit, it looks like, with pancakes, which, okay, that's nice. Oh, no. There's maple brown sugar oatmeal, strawberry cream of wheat, buttermilk pancakes, fettuccine alfredo, cheesy broccoli rice, chicken flavored rice, Spanish rice, creamy potato soup, banana chips, chicken flavored soup. So I have 2 of these. I would make my boyfriend eat all the chicken stuff, but I would share some of the other stuff with him. But in a real end of the world emergency, I would have to suck it up and eat meat for the first time in my life. I'm not even sure I can digest it after all these many years over age 50. Shh, let's not talk about my age. Anyway, incredible deal. I would like to have more than a 30-day supply just in case and hope that I never, ever need it. Wouldn't that be great? I think I'd like to buy 1 more bucket for me and 1 more for my boyfriend, and that would give us 60 days per person. The next thing I wanted to look at, I have to go back to my stream to see it. It is the breakfast and dinner variety pail. And it is 56% off. It's by Augason Farms. Emergency food supply. 13 breakfast and dinner meal varieties. Macaroni and cheese, creamy stroganoff, creamy chicken flavored rice. So what I'm hearing is carbs, 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 and a little bit of broccoli. And chocolate pudding. Oh, great. Well, again, that's for your mental health during an emergency. They also have morning moose, low-fat milk alternative. So lots of creamy, carby, etc. stuff. 56% off. How many meals is that again? 19,000 calories, 106 servings. So that is a fantastic deal. I think we're coming up on the end of the items I wanted to show you. The peanut butter powder people can use for smoothies, of course. I don't buy this one because I probably should, because you'll need protein and an easy way to consume it. And if you really had to, you could be like, whoop, with a spoon. It's 30% off today for a number 10 can. And of course, because it has fat and oil in it, the shelf life is only 10 years, not 25. The other sale I wanted to show you is the Augason Farms 2-week, 1-person emergency food supply for 14 pounds. I don't bother with this one because I need to be prepared for more than 2 weeks because we live in the Cascadia earthquake zone. So I would personally not buy this one, but it's 48% off if you just wanted a small emergency supply. And the next one is 2-week, 1-person. Oh, yes, another one of those. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Country Fresh Dehydrated Instant Non-Fat Dry Milk. I don't personally eat a lot of milk or drink it, but what if you had kids, neighbors you cared about, or you wanted to use the milk to make fake sour cream for your chili or get some extra protein? It's 48% off. It's a pound. I'm pretty sure this is a 10-year can, not a 25. But if milk is really, really important to you or you have kids, grab it. It is nice that it's fortified with vitamins A and D, which you would be in short supply of in an emergency. So yeah, I like that. And the next one, the final item today, Augason Farms Breakfast Emergency Food Supply, 4 gallons. Ooh, 53% off. It is 20,000 calories, 162 servings, although the servings are small for us Americans. Just add water. Of course, you'd want to heat them up if possible. You get 6 hearty varieties, cereal with bananas, maple brown sugar oatmeal, banana chips, buttermilk pancakes, morning mousse, and strawberry-flavored creamy wheat. These are not healthy because they're packed with fat and sodium and sugar, but in an actual emergency or the occasional camping trip, who cares if they're healthy or not? You have to survive. You have to survive camping. So that is the last item I wanted to show you. Amazing deals today. I'm going to get off this live stream, go eat dinner, get cooled off, and start shopping for Augason Farms backup. And I'm going to start looking in my closets to see where I can stash some more food. Thanks so much for joining me on this live stream. I'll see you in your streams, and I'll see you next time. Bye.